You learn something strange about people as you grow older. They rarely show their true character on purpose. They show it by accident in the small cracks between their intentions and their impulses. You see it when someone is denied what they want. You see it when power shifts, even slightly. You see it when they think nothing they do in that moment will matter. Aristotle once said, "Character is revealed not in great deeds, but in small choices." And he was right. Because people can rehearse kindness, they can imitate humility, they can mimic compassion. But there are two moments in a human life where pretense becomes impossible and the soul speaks naked, without disguise. If you pay attention to these two things, you will understand who someone truly is, not who they claim to be, not who you wish they were, but who they are at the core, in their nature, not their performance. So sit with me for a moment, slow down your mind, and let's look at the two places where a person's real character finally steps into the light. Human behavior is a delicate dance between what we feel and what we show. Most people live behind carefully managed impressions, what psychology calls cognitive boundaries. These boundaries help us survive socially, but they also hide truth. Yet the nervous system has its honesty. When emotions spike, when ego trembles, when expectations break, the mask slips. Psychologists call this hyper-awareness break, the moment when someone's internal world overrides their social persona. In this moment, two primal systems take over. One, the self-preservation instinct. It reveals how someone acts when they feel threatened, jealous, insecure, or powerless. All defenses fall away. The shadow speaks. 2. The shadow response. Jung believed every human carries a shadow, hidden anger, envy, desires, wounds. Most keep it buried, but stress, discomfort, or conflict pulls it to the surface. People don't realize this, but the body exposes truth faster than the mind can hide it. Tone changes, eyes shift, kindness evaporates. Their reactions become unfiltered, instinctive, revealing their emotional blueprint. This is why Aristotle emphasized watching actions over listening to words. The nervous system cannot lie. Habits cannot lie. Reactions cannot lie. These are the moments where character reveals itself with painful clarity. So, what happens if you ignore these revelations? You trust the wrong person. You hand your loyalty to someone whose character couldn't hold it. You build relationships on illusions. Marcus Aurelius warned, the soul becomes dyed by the color of its thoughts, meaning a person's character always leaks through. But if you pretend not to notice, you become complicit in your own heartbreak. Ignore the signs long enough, and you begin to live in emotional debt. You forgive behavior that keeps repeating. You excuse disrespect disguised as jokes. You justify actions that quietly kill your self-worth. Seneca said, "The greatest tragedy is to value a person more than they value themselves." Worse, when you overlook someone's true character, you lose your own, because misplaced trust steals your innocence. False loyalty drains your strength, and every betrayal teaches you the same painful truth. They didn't change. You just finally saw what was there from the beginning. Aristotle's wisdom is not a warning against others. It's a reminder to protect your soul, to see clearly, to choose wisely. So, how do you see someone's true character? Aristotle would tell you to watch two things. 1. How they treat others when they have power. Power is not always a throne. Sometimes it's a moment of advantage. You will notice the way they speak to a waiter, how they treat someone who can't benefit them all, whether they stay humble when praised, whether they become cruel when corrected, if they apologize when wrong, or attack instead, how they talk about people who aren't in the room. An intelligent person knows this truth. Power doesn't create character, it reveals it. Temporary authority exposes permanent traits. Someone who is kind only when equal, respectful only when watched, polite only when they want something, is not kind, respectful, or polite. They are strategic. 2. How they act when they are denied something. Denial is the ultimate X-ray to the soul. Watch someone when they don't get what they want. Attention, love, validation, control, comfort. Their reaction reveals everything. Do they become passive-aggressive? Do they guilt trip you? Do they attack your self-worth? Do they withdraw affection to punish you? Do they stay respectful even in disappointment? Do they communicate honestly? Or do they manipulate silently? Denial strips a person down to their raw emotional truth. In relationships, you will see who they are when you say no. In friendships, you will see who they are when you succeed. In arguments, you will see who they are when feelings escalate. In conflict, you will see their emotional maturity or the lack of it. These two moments, power and denial, reveal more about a person than months of conversations ever could. Because an intelligent person knows character is a pattern, not an event. And once you identify the pattern, the truth becomes impossible to unsee. So what do you do with this wisdom? Do you judge people harshly? No. You observe, you understand, and you choose with clarity. Not everyone is meant to be close. Not everyone deserves access to your heart, and not everyone carries the emotional maturity you hope they do. Aristotle taught that character is formed through repeated choices. This means you, too, can grow stronger, wiser, more aware. Practice silence. Practice observation. Let people reveal themselves without your interference. And above all, trust patterns over promises. Because once you start paying attention to how people act in moments of power and denial, your life becomes quieter, calmer, and much more protected. You stop seeking potential, you start seeing truth. And truth, no matter how uncomfortable, always sets you free. Let me leave you with one final thought. A person's character is their fate. Heraclitus. If this message found you today, then maybe you were meant to hear it.